Hey everybody. So today we're going into a new video. So this is my second video for the Five Nights at Freddy's movie. My second as in my second, to last one. I'm gonna make one more after this, and if I make any other FNaF videos, that's probably because either it's just something I quickly want to talk about or anything like that, but this is gonna be like the last one where it's just like my raw thoughts. So, like the last one, I'm going to be looking to the future a bit in this one. So, what do I mean by that? Well, the last one I pretty much talked about why the FNaF 2 movie may or may not suck. And you can watch that one, even though it's not great. I didn't outline my thoughts well at all. To pretty much go over why I think it may or may not suck. But today, I'm going to actually go over a new sort of looking to the future thing. What's going to happen to the FNaF movie when the trilogy is over? Because Blumhouse already confirmed that it's going to be 3 movies. Or no, Blumhouse didn't do it, Matthew Lillard did. Matthew Lillard pretty much confirmed it was going to be 3 movies, and yeah. Well, the thing is, I just kind of wanted to go over my worries a bit on why I think that might not be, well, not that it might not be a good thing, but really just, what will happen should the franchise, when the franchise is actually going to be over. So, of course, why am I bringing this up now when the first movie isn't even out yet? Well, like I said, I just kind of wanted to do it because, kind of looking to the future. And I just kind of think this is something that we should talk about, especially how movies go nowadays, that sort of thing. So, these are going to be some worst case scenarios, just so you guys know. This is speculation, obviously, but these are going to just be some of my worst case scenario kind of ideas here on what I think may happen when all the movies are over. So, some of these may not happen. Some of these are just kind of doom and gloom because, like I said, worst case scenarios. So, take what I say with a grain of salt, and even I'm kind of trying to give, the benefit of the doubt. Maybe this will not happen, but, So, what's the first thing I kind of wanted to bring up? Well, where are the film rights going to go when the movie finishes? Now, I'm not too well versed in how it works with film rights because from what I understand, depending on how the legal stuff works, the film rights can be sold to a different company or, distributed. And sometimes said company can hold on to them for as long as possible. And I mean, like Back to the Future, the people who made that movie, they're holding on to it completely out of fear, that it's going to be remade sort of thing. So, my fear with this is if the movie rights are sold to a different company, that the movie that they're going to make, the movie they're going to produce, is not going to be good. Well, what do I mean by that? Well, this is going to be a bit of a hot take, and I don't want you guys to feel all hurt about this. I don't want you guys to feel like, I'm saying you're stupid for this, if you do like this, modern movies. But most modern movies are not great. Like, I'm just gonna say it straight up, they are not great. There are many, many, many reasons why this is the case. I just hit my closet door. There are many, many reasons why this is the case. I'm not really going to go into them because that's not something I want to do, but, that's pretty much the long and short of how movies are nowadays. Not all of them are good. So, that being said, what's going to happen with FNaF? Well, my biggest fear is that if they're sold to a company, they are going, any kind of company, they are going to pretty much ruin it. Now, what do I mean by this? Well, hold on, let me get my script up here. If the movie is sold to a company and they essentially decide to butcher the franchise for whatever reason, for money or worse, I'm afraid that they're pretty much gonna do either one of two things. These are technically the same thing, but still. I'm afraid that what they're gonna do is they're gonna create pretty much soulless entries, soulless cash grab entries in the series that are pretty much lazy. And, stuff like that. Like, what do I mean by this? Well, think of something like Hellraiser. Hellraiser started off good, And, as pretty much it progressed, it kind of got worse and worse until we got the movies that we have now, like Hellraiser Revelation. And the reason why those movies are made nowadays isn't because, people like Hellraiser. I mean, not like that people like Hellraiser. It's that, they don't want to make a good Hellraiser movie anymore. They just don't want the rights to be given away because those sorts of things expire. So what they do is, after a certain amount of time has passed, they, make a movie just so they can just so they can kind of renew, not their contract, I don't believe, but pretty much, start the clock all over again until they have to make another movie. That's it. That's pretty much one of my big fears, that FNaF is going to go the way of like a Hellraiser horror movie or any kind of other horror movie, because this happens a lot in horror, especially that the sequels and all that kind of stuff pretty much, become a lot more lazy, a lot more derivative and all that kind of stuff, just for the reason of, either holding on to the rights or, churning out another one for money. And that's pretty much my biggest fear on what's going to happen with FNaF. Now, to be fair, like I said, this could not happen. Like, this, may not happen at all. And I could be wrong. And, I do want to be wrong in this, but at the same time, I could just be right. I mean, I'm not arrogant enough to basically think that my ideas are right and, like, what I predict is going to come to pass, because, nobody really knows what's going to happen with the film rights when, this is all over. Like I said, the first movie isn't even out yet, so, but then again, I do think this is something we should talk about because, a lot of movies nowadays, a lot of movie studios especially, pretty much do this kind of thing. They, they make movies for that, they do this to horror movies specifically for the reason of, just making another sequel just because, for money, or, to hold on to the rights. Or worse, they make a movie and they butcher it by, putting agendas and politics and all that kind of stuff in it. That's something I don't want to go into, specifically because that is a lot more controversial than anything I've talked about so far. So, that's not really something I'm going to go into. But, that's something that a lot of people do not like, and I'm, afraid too that's kind of going to divide the fan base, and, especially a fan base like FNaF, which has been, absolutely just decimated over the past few years. I don't think really, we need any more of that. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what else to say. This was going to be a shorter video anyways because, I didn't really know what else was going to happen. Not really what else was going to happen, just what else I was going to say, because, I'm a bit more to the point in this sort of thing, and I just kind of wanted to, be more to the point in this video. But yeah. So, my best hope, honestly, for this is that if they do decide to give the franchise the movie rights to another company, I at least hope that the person doing it understands FNaF, not like completely, but enough to actually make, a decent story with it. And, or Scott or whoever owns the movie rights technically gives it to somebody who, they know they can trust with them. Because, I do want to see more FNaF movies. I want to see, like, I do want to see a lot more FNaF movies, okay? Like, sure, we're getting the main trilogy that, is theorized is going to go from games 1 through 3. But honestly, there are other stuff that I do kind of want to see. I want to see the Nightmare animatronics on screen because, they look awesome. I absolutely love the fun time, so I would like to see a sister location movie. Hell, there are people who like the books, so they could probably make, a couple of movies off that. I just hope they don't make a show off the Fazbear Frights thing because, that's just too far, but, I digress. But anyways, that's pretty much the long and short of the video. I'm just worried that when the movies are over, when the trilogy is over, that the movie rights may go into the wrong hands, and yeah, it may just, and, FNaF is going to be ruined. It might go the way of, most horror movies like Hellraiser or Halloween. But it may not. Who knows? Like I said, the first movie isn't even out yet. So, really, you can look on with optimism, you can look on with, pessimism. I just, choose to wait until it actually happens, and then, kind of make my decision. But yeah, the only reason, like I said, I made this video, I just kind of wanted to talk about this because I do think this is something that we should kind of, consider. going forward. But, you know, but that's pretty much it. Let me know if you enjoyed. If you did, then stay tuned for my final FNaF movie video. For any other content if you want. Leave a like, leave a comment, you know, critiquing what I said. If you think I'm right, that the movie industry is going to ruin FNaF when it's given away. Do you think I'm wrong? And if someone decides to get the movie rights, they'll do well with it. You know, let me know. Let me know in the comments. But anyways, that's pretty much it. It's going to be a bit for my Springtrap video. I mean, not my Springtrap video, my William Afton video to come out. And that one's going to take a bit because I actually have to do quite a bit of research on that. But when I'm done, you know, I hope you guys do enjoy it. It's going to be a bit long, I know that for sure. And I'll try to make an actual, like, cohesive script instead of just, you know, writing my thoughts down and just speaking out into this mic. Anyways, like I said, hope you enjoyed, and I will see you all later.